Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and I'm grinning from ear to ear. I've just had a brilliant video where I was sort of pointing out the fact that the Greens are unhappy, which I predicted the day before in a video. So it's like one for the home team there. I got that one right. And then following that up with another brilliant bit of news. The SNP are in trouble again. There's another probe going to happen from the Electoral Commission over donations that were not declared. Massive donations, £15,000 undeclared. And who's it from? Who do you think? Peter Murrell. It's just so dodgy and shady. Everything about the people and the party. Everything about the SNP. You can't trust no one these days, can you? Well, anyway, the Electoral Commission are looking in at this. It's years, apparently. It's over years and years and years. There's all these donations undeclared, all, shady as hell. And so it's breaking all the rules. They could face censure over it. It's fantastic. There's no limit. There's no depth to which these people will not plumb. Honest to God. Anyway, let's have a look at the story, see what's going on. And I just can't help smiling. Every little bit of bad news that could possibly go wrong for this party, and it goes wrong, and it's wonderful. It's entertaining, isn't it? Let's have a look. So SNP could face new finance probe after a delay in declaring £15,000 in donations from your friend and mine, Peter Murrell. Oh dear, what a shame. I can't help but laugh. And there he is, looking particularly fat, sleek and smug. Like the rat that's got the last bit of cheese, isn't he? What an odious toad of a man he is. Anyway, the Electoral Commission has confirmed that Hunza Yousaf's party could face an enforcement action, such as fines, after failing to declare substantial donations from its former chief executive for 5 years. Now, they can't afford fines. They haven't got the money to pay fines. This could break them. Oh, God. It's like Christmas all over again, isn't it? You're only 2 weeks in since last Christmas and we're having it again. It's like, yippee. Anyway, honestly, I just can't go over this party. What is wrong with them? The SNP is facing another probe into its finances after it did not declare substantial loans from Peter Murrell until it was 5 years late. The scandal-hit party received a total of £15,000 from its then chief executive in spring 2018, but failed to tell the Electoral Commission about it until last year. According to the watchdog rules, political entities must report loans and donations if it's over £7,500 to the central party or £1,500 to accounting units. This must be done almost immediately so that it can be included in the same quarter's financial update. And they haven't done that. And it's a bit more than the 7,500, isn't it? On March the 22nd, 2018, Mr Murrell loaned the SNP 7,500, which was then paid back just weeks later on April the 4th. And then, later the same month, on the 25th, he handed them the same amount, before this was then refunded 2 days later. Why? Why so quickly? Is this just cash flow? Is it they were expecting money from dead people and they needed something to tide them over, pay the wages bill, that sort of thing? Who knows? But it's still the breaking of the rules, isn't it? Later on, this was not declared. These were not declared to the Electoral Commission until October the 30th, 2023. There was no major political events in 2018 that the SNP needed extra funding for, although the party did launch a huge fundraising drive for independence in 2017 and then 2019, seemingly claiming the money would be ring-fenced for a future referendum campaign. And we all know what that led to. But this is very shady. When you're lending money and you're getting it back out of a company, effectively, 2 days later, there's some shady goings on. This is bouncing money so that you can declare something. It's deeply, deeply dodgy when you see things like this. A total of 482,000 was raised in 2017, with this campaign being axed at the Nats. The Nats suffered huge losses in the 2017 general election when 21 seats were lost. They'll be looking back and thinking, cool, remember the good old days when we only lost 21 seats. About 660,000 was raised overall, which has now gone missing. Nobody knows where it is. Have they spent it? What have they done with it? And of course, they're looking at embezzlement. Massive, massive embezzlement. The Electoral Commission confirmed to the Scottish Daily Express that it will look at whether the SNP will be punished for late declaration of loans after the conclusion of Operation Branchform. Oh, please do it now. Please punish them now. Please make them pay a huge fine right now with money they don't have. A spokesperson said, in the third quarter of 2023, the Scottish National Party reported to us 2 loans that Peter Murrell entered into in 2017, which should have been recorded in Q1 and Q2 of 2018. And we've consulted with Police Scotland as to whether publishing this information would affect the ongoing investigation into the party's finances. Police Scotland have confirmed that publishing it will not have any adverse effect on their investigation, which is why it's been added to our database. We may consider the late reporting in line with our enforcement policy if appropriate, once the investigation has concluded. They've got no problem in doing it now, surely. They've broke the rules, they've got to suffer the consequences. If it was an individual, if you break your rules, you have to pay the price. Make them pay it. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds. It probably won't be, but, bankrupt them. Anyway, enforcement action could include a fine, with the Electoral Commission able to decide how much this should be. It should be just the latest financial incident to befall the struggling SNP. Oh, they are in big trouble financially. And if they have a fine to find, well, what are they going to do? Go to the members and say, hey, we screwed up royally. Can we have some of your money to pay a fine? No. We previously told how its latest published accounts for 2022 showed that it was 800,000 in the red. And that was in 2022. Guarantee it's over $1 million now. They've got a massive loss of sponsorship. The accounts show the SNP recorded back-to-back deficits for the first time since independence referendum, as they ended up 732,000 in the red in 21 and 804 in 2022. And as I say, it's going to be over $1 million by the time you get to today. It still owes Mr Murrell £60,000 after he gave them a £107,000 loan, and the remains outstanding in the loan section of the Electoral Commission's website. So he's still owed £60,000. They haven't got the money to give him £60,000. But if he was right and claimed, he could claim it, and that would, it'd force them to pay. And if they didn't, he could get a winding up order, and that would be the end of the SNP. Former chief executive resigned last year after lying to the media about a huge slump in the SNP membership figures, and then he was arrested by cops probing the party's finances. The SNP have been approached for comment, but comment came there none, because they're probably in shock. They don't know what's going to happen to them. They can be looking at this and go, God almighty fines, They haven't got the cash. They owe him money. They owe others money. They owe money so much. They're in deep, deep shit. And it is joyous to behold. Loving it. Oh well, I'll round up and come up, and we'll finish the video with a big smile on our faces. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch. They really are a party of crooks and swindlers, aren't they? And when you see money going in and out like that, it's really dodgy. And as I say, speaking as an ex-accountant, you see money going in like that and then coming straight out a couple of days later. It's almost as though they've put it in so that someone looking at the books will go, oh yeah, that number looks about right. And then they can take it out later. And it's covering losses. It's like someone's nicking tenors out the till, but the big boss is coming in. They're trying to shove a couple of tenors back in so it looks right, and then they'll take it away again later. That's what it's like. It's just dodgy. Dodgy, dodgy, dodgy. I don't trust these people at all. Do you? Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching this. You just hope that there's more to come. It's just all the time now, isn't it? Anyway, until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.